What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an RNG game on Roblox. If you don't know what RNG is, don't worry, I'll explain it to you real quick. RNG basically stands for random number generation, and an RNG game, to put it simply, is just any game that employs a random number generation system and makes it a central feature. So very simple. I'm going to be showing you how to make a button where players click it and will roll a random item, and it will display the item's rarity, and rolls for the item will also cost money. So I'm gonna get started right away, yeah. Right, so the first thing you want to do to get started is you want to go to your Explorer tab, you want to select Starter GUI, you want to click the plus button, and you want to insert a Screen GUI. And I'm just going to rename this to Main GUI, and in this GUI we're going to insert a text button. This will be our roll button, so I'm just going to call this roll button for random rolls, random number generations. And we are also going to insert a text label. I'm going to call this text label rarity, so this is for the rarity display. And we're going to insert a third label, a third GUI element. This text label I'm going to call item name. This will be used to display our item name. I'm just going to move these up a little bit. And now I'm going to insert a our third and last text label. This will be called coins amount. This will basically just display the amount of currency that we currently have available in the game to spend on random rolls. And so these are our 4 main GUI elements that we will need for this tutorial. So let's get started scripting. Alright, so we're going to be putting our script into the roll button, and in order to do that, we are going to click on the roll button, and we're going to right click it, and we're going to press insert object, and we are going to search for a local script. We want specifically a local script and not a regular script or a module script. Once we have inserted our local script, it should pop up automatically, the scripting menu. If it does not, you can go and you can click on the local script, you can double click it, it will open. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be able to detect when a player clicks the roll button. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do script.parent.mousebutton1click :connect function. And you're going to want to put parentheses there and enter down. What script.parent is doing is it's finding the parent of this object, which is basically just the object that it's inside of. So like for example, for main GUI, the parent would be starter GUI. For roll button, the parent would be main GUI. You get the idea. It also goes the other way. It goes down too, and if it goes down, then you would call that thing a child. For example, local script is a child of the roll button. And then .mousebutton1click :connect function. That's basically just our little function to detect when the player clicks the roll button and then employ an action. So inside of this function, we're going to write our roll button script that generates a random number. But first, we're going to want to be able to check if a player has enough coins to buy a roll. So in order to do this, we're going to want to create a value for our coin amount. And we're going to do this by navigating to the starter GUI and inserting a number value. Okay, and this number value will hold our money amount. So I'm just going to call this coins amount, because it's holding our coins amount, right? And inside our script, we're going to want to say script.parent.parent.parent.parent to reference the starter GUI, .coins amount, not cookie services, .coins on, I think I put one too many. Okay, yeah, .coins amount, .value. And this is our path, right? You can think of it like that, our path to the coins amount and its value, which if you check in the properties tab, the value right now is 0. So that's important to remember too, is that these values in and of themselves, how they are, they cannot, their information cannot be referenced by simply putting .coins amount, because that is only the name of the value. If you want to actually get the data inside of it, you want to do .value, because the value of this item is a property, right? So now that we have this path, we're going to want to build an if statement around it to detect if a player has enough coins. So I'm just going to write if in front of this space. I'm going to leave this how it is, and then at the end of this, I'm going to press space, and I'm going to do equals, greater than or equal to 10, and what this is doing is it's checking if the value of this is greater than or equal to 10, and then we're going to press space, and we're going to write then, and we're going to enter down. And so this is just basically saying if this, then do this. And so now we have to write our roll script. But first, we're going to want to make it take away 10 coins from the player after rolling it, because the rolls cost 10 coins. So we're going to do script.parent.parent.parent coins amount.value is equal to itself, which is script.parent.parent.parent coins amount.value minus 10. So the script is basically saying take away 10 because the new value of this item is worth itself minus 10. So pretty simple. I'm going to enter down twice, and I'm going to put math.random 1 through 10. Okay, so if you don't know what math.random is, it's a very easy way to generate pseudo-random numbers in Roblox. It will work for our RNG. And so what this is doing is it's generating a random number between 1 and 10, right? So let's say you want to generate a random number between 1 and 100. How would you do that? You would tack on an extra 0, and now it's generating a random number between 1 and 100. Same thing with any other number. If you want to do 1 through 50, if you want to generate a number 10 through 50, doesn't matter. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave it at 1 through 10. You know what, maybe 1 through 5, just to keep the video a bit shorter, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to do 1 through 5, right? So the way we're going to create a variable for this is we're going to go at the start of the statement, we're going to write local space and then our variable name. So in this case, I'm just going to put number. We're going to space out, we're going to press an equal sign, press space again. And now what we've said is that local space number, so the word number, is equal to a random number between 1 and 5. So now that we have this number declared, what we can do is we can enter down a few times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare an if statement, right? I'm going to do if number is equal to, and we're going to have to do 2 equal signs for this, if number is equal to 1, right? Because it's 1 through 5, so it can be any number 1 through 5. So I'm just going to say 1. If this number is equal to 1, then we're going to perform an action. And so this action will be awarding the player the item name 1, right? One of these items. I'm just going to say 1. So I'm going to create an item list in our starter GUI by inserting a folder into the starter GUI and inserting a number value, right? So this number value will hold the number of how many items of each thing we have collected. So I'm going to name this number 1 for the number 1 item. So what I'm going to do in this script is I'm going to do script.parent.parent.parent.folder. Wait, did I go 1 over again? Yes, .folder number 1 to reference our value right there is equal to, again, itself plus 1. So all this is doing right now is it's saying if the randomly generated number is 1, then this value right here, which stores the amount of items of each item that each player has, is equal to itself plus 1. So it's equal to 1 more than it already is. So this is assigning our thing, right? So since this is 1 through 5, I'm going to do this 5 times, okay? And I will get back to you when I finish doing that. Okay, so I have finished copying and pasting this in the folder 5 times, numbers 1 through 5. And now all we have to do is do the same exact thing, but for the numbers in here. Except there is a catch. There is one small thing you have to do. After each if statement, you have to put an else if statement. And so what this is basically saying is if the number is not 1, then, okay, it's checking, okay, it says the number is not 1, then it will go on to this next thing, and it's saying else if the number is equal to 2. Then do this, right? And we can just keep going like that down to 5. So I'll do up to 3, and then off camera I'll go to 5. So I'll do else if number is equal to 2. Then we'll do script.parent.parent. Actually, you can just copy and paste all of this over. Then it will do this, except we have to change number 1 because you don't want the number 1 value to go up. We want the number 2 value to go up because now it's number 2. So we're just going to change that to number 2. So now, if you roll number 2, it will take the value of the number 2 item right here, and it will increase it by 1. Right? So we're going to do this 5 times by forming 5 else if statements, or 4 rather, because the first one is an if statement. And I will do this off camera because it's going to take a bit, and then I will get back to you when I finish that. Right, okay. So now what we have done is we have a system that checks if a player has a specific coin amount to roll a random item, roll for a random item, and then it checks what item they received out of the roll, out of the random roll, and it assigns them a +1 of that item inside a stored value, which you can also link up to data store, by the way, very easily if you're wondering. So now that we have this, we're going to want to, do the other things that I promised we would do in this video, like actually display the things, because right now it doesn't really do that. So in order to display the rarity, first of all, of the item that we have, I'll go over that first. We want to add a custom rarity into each of these items. And so I'm going to enter into the number 1 area, and I'm going to just basically change the text of the rarity, okay, which if you don't remember, it's this, the rarity text label, to display the rarity of each item. So for example, let's say 1 through 3 is a common, or commons, and 4 through 5 are rares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do script.parent .rarity.text is equal to, and I'm just going to say common, right? And I'm just going to take this and, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it 3 times for our 3 commons, and I'm going to paste it again into our rare, except this time we're going to rename the text to rare. And I'm just going to do that again for number 5. Okay, so now that we have that completed, what we're going to move on to is making the display for the coin amount, because players are going to want to know how many coins they have, okay? So we're going to go to our coin amount text label. We're going to select that in the Explorer, and we're going to add a local script into that. Just double click that if it doesn't open up automatically. And in the script, we're going to write script.parent.text is equal to script.parent coins amount dot value, and we're just gonna loop this. So we're gonna do while true do enter down to open that loop, and we're gonna put wait in there. That's very important that you do that. Make sure you put this wait in there, otherwise it will crash your game. And I'm just gonna move all of that into here. And now if we play this, this coins amount, this text should change to 0 because that is our current coins amount value. So let's see, and there it goes, it does work. It's just really quick, I made a stupid error on the roll button script. If we just open this back up, as you can see right here, it says script.parent.folder.number1.value equals script.parent.folder.number1.value +1, right? So that's correct, but then down here it says script.parent.folder.number2 value, except the value part isn't there, so it's just referencing the names of the actual values instead of the actual values themselves. So it seems I was a bit inconsistent with adding values onto here. Maybe you saw that in one of the cuts too, because I realized this a little bit ago, but I just didn't address it yet. But I'm addressing it now, so I'm just gonna put .value. Just make sure you put .value after all of these the names of the items if you don't have that, because you want to be referencing the value of the item and not just the name of it. So I'm going to do that one more time for number 5, just at the end there. Oops. Alright, there we go. And one more time. And boom. Alright, cool. There we go. Alright, so now that we have done that, if we just change the coins amount value to something like 1,000 just to test it out, and we go and play test the game, and we roll, and we have enough coins, 1,000 coins, then it should tell us we got a common and take away 10 coins. And, or maybe not a common, maybe you rolled something else, I don't know. But it works. I'm just spam clicking this right now. As you can see, I'm rolling different things. I think the only thing left to do now is to add the item name right up here, because that's what this is for. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to our roll button script, and in the roll button script, you're going to go into your action space, which is just the area where it executes code if it lands on a number. I'm going to do this for 1 for an example. I'm going to do this first line of the action space, or I guess rather second, and in it I'm just going to write script.parent.parent dot item name dot text is equal to number 1, because we rolled a number 1. So this is just changing the text of the item name text label to number 1 to indicate that we rolled a number 1. And I'm going to do this for each of these little statements right here. I'm going to do it for 3 through 4 now. You can follow along. 4 through 5, yes, oops, looks like I made a little misclick there. Okay, number 5, all right, here we go. Number 5, last one. All right, there we go. So now if we go ahead and we playtest this game, what should happen is that when you click the button, it tells you the rarity of the item, and then it also tells you the name of the item that you rolled. And it should also take away coins. If this isn't working for you for some reason, one thing you should probably do is check the output. If you don't know where that is, you can go to the view tab, you can check the output, tell me what error you get in the comments, and I'll try to help you. If it's still not working and there are no errors in the output, you might just not have put a proper coins amount, because in the script it only functions if you have above 10 coins. If you want to check if you have more than 10 coins by default upon joining the game, you can just open the starter GUI, and in it there should be the coins amount value that we implemented earlier in the game. Just make sure this is more than 10 so you can perform a roll. Anyway, yeah guys, that's gonna just about wrap up this video. I might make a updated version of this in the future, or a more drawn out version that goes over some more, some more of the details, depending on how this video does, we'll see. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you have video ideas in the comments, let me know, because this is my first video. I am a new channel. I need some ideas. Right? So thanks for watching all the way through. Peace.